Good evening, board members, Mr. Gonzalez and district staff. The time is now 6:15 p.m. on this, the 7th day of November, 2022, and I call this instructional committee meeting of the United Independent School District Board of Trustees to order. The following board members are present. Frank Castillo, present. No other board members present. Let the record show that this meeting has been duly called and that notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. Agenda item number 1, public comments. Mr. Gonzalez, do we have any public comments?
At this time, we have no public comments, sir.
Very good. Agenda item number 2, informational items. Letter A, update on campus mental health services.
Good evening, Mr. Castillo, Mr. Gonzalez, and members of the audience. My name is Melissa Ramirez. I'm the Director of Guidance and Counseling. If we can please go to the first slide. Just informational items. We have onboarded T-Chat into the district. T-Chat is the Texas Child Health Access through Telemedicine. And this is a statewide initiative created to address gaps in mental health care for children and adolescents in Texas. And it provides 2 services. The first one is access to mental health telemedicine services for at-risk students, and then mental health training and education for school personnel and families. I'm proud to announce that all campuses here at UISD have been onboarded with T-Chat through this telehealth. Next slide. Another service that T-Chat provides, and this is through UTRGV, we provide mental health trainings for our parents bi-weekly, and as you can see, we have them scheduled there. The topics are there, and we've had an excellent turnout. Our first one was stress and coping skills. We had 98 parents show up. The second one was bullying. We had 101 parents show up. The next one is mental health and wellness, 99 parents. Conflict and resolutions and how to manage emotions, 110 parents showed up. And then managing anxiety with 114. So we have had an excellent amount of attendance in these mental health presentations that are presented by experts from UTRGV.
This is our video conference.
Yes, sir, these are virtual, and then we do record them, and we do put them up on the Guidance and Counseling website in case the parents missed it or they'd like to go back and refer to it. And we've had an excellent response from the parents with the comments saying that they're glad that we are providing this service to them. So
do you have a breakdown of what parents, what areas logged in, or can you even
Yes,
tell?
sir, we do have a sign-in, and it's sporadic. It's through the district.
The whole district?
Yes, sir, but I could provide that information.
Well, it's just curious to know, who's
Yes.
actually taking advantage of this information.
Absolutely, and the reason why we're providing it and we're recording the sessions and we're putting it up on the website is because we know that all parents may not be able to attend from 9 to 10 o'clock.
No, I think it's a great idea.
Yes, sir, and the parents do like it.
I was going to ask you to go back to the first slide if
Yes,
you
sir.
have a minute. This is for children who are at risk of what, misbehavior or
No,
risk
sir,
of
it's all mental health, anything that falls under the realm of mental health. It could be students who have attendance problems, anger issues, who are cutters, who have suicide ideations, who are depressed, who suffer from anxiety. So it's the whole umbrella of mental health.
Is this the same as what I believe Senate Bill 9 called for, the behavior threat assessment?
Yes,
or-
sir. Yes, sir. We are, the counselors are documenting that, anything that deals with mental health on the behavior threat assessment.
So who gets it to get assessed? Is it somebody who's had a misbehavior experience already in campus, or how do you determine who is going to take advantage of this program?
They are referred to the counselors, and it could be, so in order to be able to onboard the entire district, everyone had to go through training through UTRGV, through T-Chat. All of the teachers had to get trained on
All
that.
teachers?
Yes, sir. All teachers in the district got trained. So it took us some time. We just finished that because it was a process. It was a long process to be able to onboard the entire district. But everyone, all the teachers got trained on what T-Chat is, what is the service, and who can you recommend to this particular service. So The teachers recommend them to the counselors fill out the referral, and then we send it over to UTRGV. And that's how the referral process
Do
works.
we get a result of what the assessment
Yes, sir, I
called
could
for?
bring you to maybe a next board meeting, I could bring you the breakdown of the services that they have been providing so far. I
Very
don't
good.
have that
I might
right
have
now.
more questions at that time, but that's.
Absolutely, yes, sir, anytime, yes.
Just to
Next
make
slide,
sure.
please.
Oh, I'm sorry, I interrupted your
No,
presentation.
no. But this is, go back to the next, the slide before that, please. This is another service that they help us provide, that they provide to us. Service to the parents, and then also they are training our counselors
Okay,
on different topics as well. And this is all done virtually.
okay.
All right. Another thing that we're working with SCAN, Serving Children and Adolescents in Need. All of our counselors will be trained on youth mental health first aid by December. That is an 8-hour training, and they do receive a certification on that. That's going to be all of our counselors here at UISD. But now SCAN also has some funding to pilot students in 10th grade. So we're going to start with 2 campuses. We're going to start with LBJ, and we're going to start with United South, and we're going to get all of the students trained on the youth mental health first aid. That's going to be 6 sessions at 45 minutes each, and the students that go through that particular program will also receive a certification.
How about substitutes? Do you include them or not
Sub-
yet?
Substitute, no,
Teachers.
no, we don't include
Okay.
substitute teachers, but that's something that we could look into. Next slide, please. And then these are our licensed professional counselors. We do have 4. We have 4, 1 for each feeder pattern. They are funded through ESSER funds, so that's only 3 years. But this is the documentation as of October. For our feeder pattern, you can see LBJ feeder pattern students direct services, we had 94. Parent sessions in that feeder pattern were 22. Counseling sessions were 178. Staff support 15. Presentations were 16. So that particular LPC services the entire feeder pattern. Over at Alexander, we had direct services of 80 students. Parent sessions at 23, counseling sessions 74, staff support 8, presentations were 2. Under the United South feeder pattern, direct services were 96, parent sessions 45, 156 counseling sessions, staff supports were 5, and 20 presentations. And over at United High School feeder pattern, direct services were 109 students, parent sessions 59, counseling sessions 217, staff support 5, presentations were 5. So we look over at the totals, student direct services, we've had 379 student direct services with, and this is just the LPCs, the licensed professional counselors, these are not the school counselors. Parent sessions 149, counseling sessions 625, staff support 33, and presentations 39.
How long is a session per se? Or?
It depends on the need of the child.
Okay.
So, and it depends on the crisis that's happened.
I also have a question regarding the numbers for United High School. Seems like, what is the common denominator there?
Well, you have to keep in mind that the feeder pattern, and we're servicing a lot of the high schools right now. And remember that the number of students at United High School is a lot higher.
Okay.
You look over at Alexander, and we had that licensed professional counselor. The numbers are kind of low, but she had been out for some time because she was sick. So
more
that's why the numbers
students,
are low.
more students might mean more
Correct.
sessions.
More need, more sessions, yes.
more need.
Yes.
Very
and
good.
That's all we have. You have any questions, sir?
I had a question regarding, I don't know if this pertains to your presentation, but at what point, whenever we have a suspicion perhaps of a child, of a student who might be undergoing any kind of stress, how do we pick up on that? Is there a mechanism that we can use?
Well, I don't know mechanism, but we have our teachers. So what our teachers are doing, our SEL program, our social emotional learning program, and this is a check-in that the teachers are doing on a daily basis. 15 minutes, every day, checking in, scanning the students, seeing if they're okay. If they're not well, then they make sure that they send them over to the counselor to see what is happening.
And if it doesn't come from the teacher, is there a process where there's a self-reporting, a student who cries out perhaps for a need?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And they go directly to the counselors. Counselors go in and they do
Okay.
these presentations in the classrooms to let the students know, and also they also train the teachers on that as well.
And is there a tool for a self-evaluation? Is there any time that the student actually can prepare a questionnaire, answer a questionnaire that says, this is how I'm feeling? Do we have something like that?
We don't have like a screener.
Yes.
We are working on looking for a screener so that the students can fill that out.
I can just share my experience
Yes, sir.
with you later
Okay.
regarding what the juvenile authorities use for self-evaluations. And it gives a professional staff a wonderful idea of where the needs are for a student. That I
Okay.
mentioned that in case we can talk
Yes,
at
sir.
a future date. I think you'll find it surprising.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you. Item letter B, early college information.
Yes, hello, Mr. Castillo, Mr. Gonzalez, members of the audience. My name is Angelica Sanchez. I oversee the CT department. And so what I'm going to share with you today is the timeline on how we communicate the recruitment process to all our 8th grade parents and students, which is our target population. So we have here, this is our postcard that goes out in December to all households in the district, to all of approximately a little over 3,000 students in the 8th grade. And this was created by the assistants of the communications department under Susan Carlson. So they did an extremely good job on this. And here we have all the early high school programs now that we have all 4 schools. So I'm very proud of that. We will have this in Spanish, but we're still in the process of getting all our criteria together. So if you can go on to the next one. So we do have our brochures. We've added Alexander and United High School. Go on to the last page where the timeline is. And so what I want to share with you is, so as of this week, on November the 10th, so this is the entire process and the timeline we do for recruitment, which is very similar to what we do with the magnets. So the specialty programs, which is the early college and the magnets, we work hand in hand in recruiting our students for the high school. So November 10th, we're going to have all the procedures on the website. There is a website for the early colleges, and so we'll have all the procedures there. Then on December 16th, as I mentioned, you'll see that postcard go to every 8th grade household. Then on the 17th is the actual postcard will let you know that the portal, which is now online, everything's going to be applied online, will open on the 17th. So we will leave that portal open all the way to January the 25th, which is the deadline to submit your application. When the students come back from Christmas break, we will be doing the recruitment process. And this is where we go to all 8th grade middle schools. We even visit United Day and Mary Help, and maybe sometimes Sacramento if they allow us to visit. But we visit all the schools so that we can share the information about the schools. And so they actually do presentations. As a matter of fact, this Wednesday we'll be going to communications department to do the recruitment videos with the students. And then once we end the January 25th of the closing of the deadline of the applications, then if you see right there on February 13th and the 15th and 16th, that's when we'll have the actual blind lottery selections. We'll have 2 schools on one day, which is LBJ and United South on the 15th, and then Alexander and United High School on the 16th. And hopefully, if all goes well, we do have it open to the public so parents can come and see the lotto. We also been practicing for the past couple of years, and hopefully we can do that again. We can do our Facebook Live, so the people that can't come.
But it's not a lotto, right?
It's a lottery. I call it lotto. It's the lotto. Don't forget to buy your tickets tonight, everybody, while we're on that topic. And so, yes, so, hopefully we can also share that Facebook Live so that the parents that are not there, they can see the actual, everything is transparent. And so that is our communication for our 8th grade parents.
Okay.
Any questions?
Imagine everybody running out of this meeting. Lotto looks attractive. Thank you,
Yes, thank
Mrs.
you.
Sanchez.
Thank you.
Very good information. I appreciate it very much. Okay. I think I'm going to do the usual, I'll adjourn this meeting. All those in favor? Say aye. Okay. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.